Welcome to another episode of Millennial Mindset. We are your host. I'm Brian.
I'm Dalton. Welcome, guys. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is Millennial Mindset. We talk about health, wealth, relationships, and on what are we going to be talking about tonight's episode?
Tonight, we're going to be talking about taking a risk, taking that leap of faith, and also staying focused along the journey. And last week's episode, guys, we were talking about staying focused. It wasn't our episode, but it was a sub episode with Ed Milet and some other guests, and they were talking about staying focused. So we wanted to get more in depth on that topic.
That's right, guys. But before we get into it, we want to make sure that you subscribe, smash that like button, leave your comments below, and let's get right into it.
And also, Dalton and I are super pumped up. We finally surpassed 50 subscribers.
That's right.
We were stuck on 50 for quite a while, and we were getting so frustrated because we reached to 51, 52 like a month or two ago, and then we went below to like 48, 49. So don't do that, guys. Don't be pulling that prank on us. And thank you for everybody that has subscribed. And if you like our content, please subscribe if you're new to our channel. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, share our videos. But yeah, so we're on the road to 100, and we said this several videos ago. The closer we get to 100 subscribers, we are going to be doing some sort of giveaway. So if you guys have any recommendations on what that giveaway should look like, go ahead and put it in the comments below.
So, biggest idea for tonight's episode is taking a risk.
So we are always brainstorming, trying to come up with different ideas and different content, valuable content we can bring each and every one of you. And I go, you know what? This year has been such a challenge for so many people. I think we need to all take more risk. This year was especially tough for me. I'm in real estate, and marketing is always changing. How you're finding new clients is always changing, and you got to maneuver your business. You got to figure out what the consumers are reacting to. What are they responding to? And so I was telling Dalton today, this new marketing idea that I've had, and I haven't had the perfect time to implement this into our business. And me and Amanda, my partner, your cousin, my girlfriend, we were talking about this past week or so. And I go, why don't we just implement it? Now's the best time. You just got to take action. And me and Dalton are always big believers. If you have an idea, just take action. And so I go, well, the thing that's kind of been holding me back as well is it's a big expense. It's a really, really big expense. And nothing in life is guaranteed, guys. Nothing. If it's business, if it's personal, nothing in life is guaranteed. And so I called the company today and got some more information. And obviously you want to take action, massive action right away, but it's do your due diligence too. You want to be as prepared as possible. You want to make sure you know everything there is to know about the next decision you're making, because it could be that decision can leap you towards, heights that you didn't know you can achieve. Or if it's not a good decision, you can take 10 steps back. So like I said, there's no guarantees, but in order to limit the failure, do as much due diligence as possible. And so we're in the process of doing that, our due diligence. We called the company, and so it looks like we're going to be moving forward. I feel good about it. I'm always talking about, if it feels good, go ahead and move forward with it. Your emotions, your feelings is a good gauge in life. It's like your compass in life. It's your direction. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it feels good, move forward and keep doing things that make you feel good. It's listen to your gut. As cliche as that sounds, listen to your gut. And so I go, you know what? Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, but at least I tried. And I think a lot of us, we just need to take more risk. I think we need to take more leaps of faith. Listen to your gut, do things. And looking back, I've made decisions in business that haven't worked out, but it's at least I tried. And those decisions that haven't worked out, looking back and how I felt making that decision, I was kind of on edge. It was maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. So it's if I listened to my gut instinct at that particular moment, I probably shouldn't have done that. But this instance, I feel good doing it. How excited was I when I was explaining what we were planning on doing? I was excited. So it's that's just a good indicator to move forward. But it's interesting too. It's every successful person. If you sit down with somebody who's super, super, super successful, they will have several moments in their career where they took that leap of faith, where they took that jump. Because if you stay stagnant, you're not going to get ahead. Like, you got to take risks. You got to get into a position where you're uncomfortable. You know, when you're uncomfortable, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but at least you're growing, you're learning, you're putting yourself in a position to become the best version of yourself possible.
And guys, there's always a risk to everything that we do. Like driving on the road, there's a risk you might get in a car accident, but it's because we've done it so many times. So I think that your ability to overcome risk is your confidence in whatever you're doing. The more confident that what you're doing, that's how you're going to overcome that risk. And overcoming risk that's part of intelligence. Being able to anticipate if something goes wrong, can I handle it? Like, that's part of being a leader as well, is like over learning and anticipating what's going to happen. If if you're leading a platoon, you got to know, okay, if I decide to lead my platoon in this way, I got to know what the risks are. I got to know that I got to be able to think ahead of time so you can anticipate.
And Dalton, I mean, we pretty much talk on a daily basis, you know, and Dalton's always talk about fitness, nutrition, and we're just like brainstorming. We always talk about motivation, you know, what we can do to advance personally, business-wise. And I would say the biggest thing that we talk about is just take action. You know, whatever it is you guys want to do, take action. But it's like, it goes back to, how does it make you feel? You know, did you do your due diligence? Like, there's so many different things you guys can do for business, personal wise, but it's like, study it, you know, learn as much as you can learn. It's like when I got my car earlier this year, Amanda got a car too. And it's like, if we went to the first dealership to go get that car, we would have got the car, but it probably wouldn't be for the best price that we could have got, you know? So it's like, we did our due diligence. We spent the time studying the car that we wanted, and we priced it out with a couple of different dealerships, and then went with the one that not only made us feel good, but the smartest decision that we could. So it's like, take action, but make sure it feels good. And it's like, stay focused too. Now we're getting into the next subject. You know, not only do you got to make good decisions, but when you act on those decisions, you got to be laser focused. You got to be laser focused. And for me, you know, we're talking about my business and making this investment, this substantial investment, but it's like, we're going to do everything we can to make the most of that investment. So if you guys are on the fence about something and it feels good, move forward with it. Take that leap of faith, but make sure you're going to get the most out of it. Make sure you're going to get the most bang for your buck. You know, whatever that, if it's marketing, if it's a new business idea, if you're looking to get a new job, if you want to get promoted in your business, you know, do as much research, make the best possible decision you can, but stay laser focused with it. And like I said, do everything you can to put yourself in a position for nothing but success.
And focus is how we were able to overcome and anticipate those risks, because you're able to just stay focused and you're able to be agile and be able to move and adapt and innovate. Like, imagine if you sent that marketing campaign out and you weren't focused on it, then you want to get the most out of it and you would probably be out of a lot of money. You have to stay focused and obsess over it, and that way you can tweak little things that are going wrong. Like, if you really dialed in and obsessed with the numbers, you know, okay, I need to change this little thing in order to get better results. So I need to stay as focused as possible.
And I feel like a lot of businesses, you know, that don't have success, it's not like they're not trying. Some people are trying, but it's like they're just not staying focused with it. It's like you said, just because if it may not be working, you may be so close to achieving that great success, but maybe you got to tweak it a little bit. Like I said to begin this video, you know, you got to maneuver. You got to find out what your clients are liking, what the consumers are responding to. So it might take a little bit of tweaks, you know, so you may be so close. And I feel like that's another great topic too, is people quit right when they're about to get the reward. Like, they're over here searching for treasure and they're right above it, and they may have just dug like 1 foot to the left and the treasure is 1 foot to the right. And it's like, don't quit. So it's like, make that decision. If it feels good, you did your due diligence, go ahead and move forward, stay laser focused. And if it requires a little bit of adjusting, go ahead and adjust it. But like, you may be so close, just stick it out, and that's usually when the success happens. Right when you want to quit, if you would have stuck it out for a little bit longer like that, and that's what the 1%ers do, is they stick it out a little bit longer, and all of a sudden they hit the jackpot and they found the hidden treasure.
And here's I think a common mistake that people make is, you have to, like I said, anticipate the risk, but also focus on the right thing, because I feel like a lot of people
get distracted.
They get distracted because of the risk, and all they focus on is the risk, and all they're focusing on is what can go wrong. So instead, focus on what can go right, anticipate the risk, know if something goes wrong, I can fix it, I can handle it, adapt, change, but still focus on what can go right and focus on that. Don't, like, everything has a risk to it. And a lot of times, like, I think that the risks aren't that as big as we think. We make the risk bigger than in our heads than they actually are. Like, a lot of times, if we do lose out or make a bad investment, or maybe, like, a good example is you approach a girl and she rejects you. You took a risk that she'll reject you, but guess what? You're in the same position as you were before you even took action. Yeah. You still, if she says no, great. I didn't have the girl before. I don't have her then. I don't really lose out on anything.
And like, the craziest thing is when you achieve that success, you look back, you go, that wasn't too bad. Yeah. Like, what was I freaking out about? What was I stressing about? And it's like, when I was talking to that company today, the guy goes, I have a ton of successful agents. They work the system, they work the marketing, they work with the leads that the marketing provides them, and they do the very best they can. But a lot of them say, after they spent that budget, he goes, now, years later, and they see that success, they increase the budget, and they go, why was I so afraid to start this? I should have started this way earlier on in my career. Where would I be now? So it's like, when you achieve that success, guys, and you look back and you look at all your decisions, you look at all your, failures, which there's no such thing as failures. I always say that you can always learn from them. But you look back at all the setbacks, the positives, the risk you took, being laser focused, making those tiny adjustments. You're like, that wasn't too bad. I survived. I made it through. So it's like, I just feel like so many more of us, just listen to your gut. Take that action, make that decision. That's what a decision is. It's just taking that action, take that risk. That risk is taking action.
Don't overanalyze things, because if you sit there and just analyze the risk and the reward, and you wind up not even taking action because you're just so focused on analyzing it. Yeah. I know a lot of successful people that they just take action. They don't even worry about the risk because they're so confident in themselves that they know whatever happens, they're going to figure it out and they're going to navigate through it. So they don't even focus on risk or what can go wrong at all.
Yeah, and it's like my dad, when he got into business, when he was young, when he was about our age, when he was younger, he took some risk, and he goes, it was so crazy. He goes, I used to get up in the middle of the night and walk around the neighborhood. They were expecting my older brother at the time, and he's like, how am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to make the house payment? How am I going to support myself? How am I going to support my family? But it's like, he took that risk, and he didn't know if he was going to have success or not. It could have been good. It could have been not so good. And he was super stressed out. Like I said, he would walk around the neighborhood in the middle of the night just to kind of try to get his mind off of this craziness, but it ended up working out. And I ask him, we talk about the story all the time, and he goes, I would do it in a heartbeat. And he goes, if I can go back and tell my older self, tell my younger self, be like, just take a breath. It's going to be okay. Just listen to your gut, and listen to what your subconscious, what your inner self is telling you. If you're religious, pray to God, pray about it, meditate on it. And if it feels good and you did all the research you could and did all the due diligence you could, then go ahead and make that risk, take that action. And you may be surprised. It may work out so much better than what you guys even thought.
You guys, listen to me very carefully. Oftentimes, the biggest risk we take is not taking a risk.
That's true. That is true.
Most of the time, not taking action is going to cause so much more pain than ever taking action and going through all the pain and failures to get there. not doing that and staying where you are is the biggest risk you can take.
Exactly. So get out there, go take some risk, make sure it's calculated, make sure you did research, and listen to your gut. And let us know, guys, if there's anything you guys need help with, if you guys need advice and there's anything me and Dalton can help you with, put it in the comments below. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Are we missing out on anything, Dalton?
Smash that like button.
Catch you guys on the next episode of Millennial Mindset. Take care.